Hi, it's a Lipstick Gal. Thanks so much for watching today. I'm just checking back with you today on some products I purchased and have had a chance to really try and not just have first impressions on, and let you know what my thoughts are. It's been kind of a goal of mine to make sure that I get back to you on, okay, I tried this and it's not just the first time I tried it and here's how it went, but how is it really going? Is it stuff that I feel adds value to my collection? Is it stuff that I find I maybe have in other places? And products like, am I really loving it? All right, so a lot of what I have here is stuff that I have picked up a little here, a little there. There's some high-end, there's some drugstore, some stuff came during a sale, but let's jump right in. I always save lips for last, and I'm not going to today. I happen to pick up these products right here. These are the new Line Loud lip liners from NYX. I have two shades. And you know what's funny is that it's been a long time since I've been impressed with a lip liner from the drugstore. Because if you're gonna ask me like my three faves, I'm gonna tell you it's, first of all, number one, it's like my holy grail, is Lisa Eldridge, but those are $25 a piece. I really like the formulation of the Pat McGrath ones, and I really like the Charlotte Tilbury ones, but those are all $20+ a pop. Like, I can't do that. And the older I get, the more non-negotiable a lip liner is. I need it to make sure that the product stays where I put it. It doesn't kind of go everywhere, especially since, you know, glossy lips and kind of glossy, balmy lipsticks are really in right now. I need that barrier on the outside edge of my lips lest I end up with like stuff everywhere. And these have been really nice. Now, I'm not gonna tell you that they are a dupe for my high end, but these are so good and they last a really long time that I find myself reaching for these a lot. So I decided to pick up a nude shade and a red. I've been really craving red lipstick, and they're down to nubs. I'm forever sharpening these and I'm using them a lot. This shade right here is Rebel Red. This one here is Fierce Flirt. I feel like the packaging is a little bit different. The packaging would lead you to believe this is more kind of almost purpley, lilac-y in tone. It's very, very much a kind of pink leaning nude. And this red doesn't get to be too blue, doesn't get to be too orange. I feel like it's very much a straight down the middle of the road red. It's gonna work with a lot of things. There are other colors in this lineup, but my favorite thing about these is I can put them on and have it be the only thing I'm wearing, and then wear a mask at work. I work at a dentist's office, so I'm still in a mask literally all day. 9 hours later, I can take that off and I still have color. Towards the end of the day, and I'm not sure if it's my lips rubbing up against a mask that's kind of irritating them and making them dry. I don't know whether it's the fact that I'm not wearing something hydrating and nourishing over the top because I don't want like clown mouth in the mask to, you know, make makeup go everywhere. But I feel like these last really well on their own. My lips can get a little dry. When that happens, I'll throw something like this over the top. This is the So Pouty Lip Gloss Balm from Wet n Wild. It's under $5 at the drugstore. It's a clear balm, but it's a little bit thicker, and I don't feel like it kind of gets too glossy and melty. It says it's a gloss balm. It's more balm than a gloss, in my opinion. But it's not too shiny and it doesn't make the product break down and like go everywhere. I like these for their longevity, for how hardy they are under a mask at work, because I'm still in one, and on days that I'm not, like I have lip color all day. Love these. Another product I picked up in a pair, a nude and a red, is this. This is the Green Edition Maybelline Balmy Lip Blush. These are hydrating, kind of sheer-ish lip products that are going to give you that idea of kind of like a gloss in stick form. If you're thinking about the melting lip clicks from Sephora, the gloss in stick from Marc Jacobs, I know both of those are discontinued. If you're thinking about the lip cushions from M Cosmetics, that's what I'm wearing today. They're very glossy, they're very juicy, but these are at a drugstore price. Now, I feel like all of the other ones that I've mentioned, like the lip product from Makeup by Mario, those are all so much more, they're so soft. Like you could, you know, turn them up, apply them, and they just kind of, they melt into your lips. I feel like these guys are not quite at that level of glossy meltiness, like a gloss and stick form. This still feels more like a balmy sheer lip product. So here are the shades. This one here is Lightning, and this one here is Spring. I was really thinking, you know, the packaging for this looks so much more red, and here it looks like hot pink. And I was looking at swatches online, and there's no amount of trying to build this up. It still looks hot pink. So I use this one the least. I also feel like some of these more glossy, balmy things on your lips, if they're brighter colors, they can trail out if you don't have like 12-year-old lips. My 47-year-old lips need a lip liner to contain a brighter color like this, but the one I've been using a ton is this one right here. I like this one a lot. I've used it a ton, and this shade is such a pretty, easy nude. I can put this on without a mirror. I like being able to quickly pull this out, throw it on, and keep going throughout my day. It hydrates my skin. I always like knowing I have some sort of color on my lips, because without a lip product, I look like death on a cracker. So this is just enough, not too much. I might be willing, I don't know that I am gonna pick up any more of these. I got these because I was curious. I'm not gonna recommend the bolder colors if you are over the age of 35, because if you have any of those lip lines like I do, like right in through here, it did kind of trail out. I like the look of it when I'm not wearing it with liner, but I kind of have to wear this with liner. This one I don't. And it could be that it's close enough to my skin tone that you really can't tell if you have a small little fine line of it kind of going everywhere. But I don't find that this one in the shade Lightning is as messy as the one in Spring. And I think it's just bold color and a nude. But I feel like the formula is nice. It feels a little bit more gel-like and a little bit less liquid glossy. I feel like the Makeup by Mario lip serum, like that clicks up, that is that way. I feel like the M Cosmetics one is that way. I have a lot of really glossy, glowy, balmy lipsticks, and these tend to be a little bit more firm. And if that's something that you like, I think you might really like these. But I like that you have a glossy lip product in stick form at a drugstore price. The last thing I got in a pair with a nude and a red, I got two, I wanted to try both of them, is this, the Super Stay Vinyl Inks from Maybelline. These are the ones that you have to shake for 5 seconds. And I have really been liking this nude shade. This nude shade is so pretty. The nude shade is called Cheeky, and this red is Wicked. This is the red I was hoping this would be. Like, I want a red, even if it's a sheer red, but I'm so in love with this color, and I like how shiny it is. Look at that, super shine. The shine on these doesn't last more than a couple of hours. I feel like by hour 2.5, maybe 3-ish, they have turned into like a stain, and they're not necessarily still that juicy, glossy, shiny situation that you see here. But the problem I had, and I only noticed it with this red in Wicked, was that if I put it in the same location I put every other lipstick, a matte bullet lipstick, a matte liquid lipstick, a gloss, I was getting stuff on my teeth. And this red shade, I was getting stuff on my gums and my teeth. And then I was like trying to wipe it off, and I couldn't easily wipe it off. I literally had to take a Q-tip and like get it all up in there to remove it. I even flossed some of it out because it got between like my teeth, and the Q-tip wasn't good enough. So what I had to do is stick my finger in my mouth, you know, make that O, pull the finger out to get all of the red out from around where the outside of your lip, just where it meets the inside of your lip, and you have that line where sometimes lipstick will collect. I had too much product sitting there in this red, and this was getting all over my teeth. I really struggled to keep this looking good because it's such a bold color. When I pulled, you know, the excess off the inside rim of my lip to make sure I wasn't getting any on my teeth, then there was the gap of like my natural skin color and this bold red, and it was so obvious. So I want to love this because look at how shiny and red it is. I really want to. I haven't figured out how to make this work for me without looking like I have a weird gap. Maybe what I should do is fill that gap in with lip liner and then put this on the top. I don't know, I'm still trying to figure it out. But this one, I've been wearing this one a lot. It's really pretty, it's shiny, and the one thing I like about this is I feel like it's easy to reapply over itself. Do you remember the years like when liquid lipsticks first came out, the KVD, like the Dose of Colors, the ColourPop ones, where the only way to apply it over itself, you had to take it all off and then apply fresh? You don't have to with these. You can just, you know, dab on where you need it, swipe on a little bit more, and in about 3 or 4 minutes, they're mostly like set. I did find when I was wearing these that there is a little bit of minimal transfer. I would get a product that would collect in the corners a little bit and right where my lips touch. So if I'm drinking from a cup, today I've got a soda here. If I'm drinking from the soda can, I would see lip product like where the corners of my mouth would touch, and then maybe that line right where my lips touch. There's a little collection of product there. I never found any of this on my teeth, but maybe it's close enough to the shade of my gums. I just didn't notice it. This you couldn't miss. So I feel like these are interesting. They last really well all day, but you're not gonna have this glossy shine the whole time. Just keep that in mind. I picked this Profusion Blush Hour Liquid Blush Up at Walmart. I saw it on a whim. I thought I would try it. I think it's really interesting packaging. It definitely reminds me of the Lancome Juicy Shakers or Matte Shakers. So, you know, the product is in here. You have this cushion tip that's in there. When you shake it, there is a mixing ball in here that's going to help you make sure that the formula is completely mixed. And then you can apply it with this cushion. The one thing I'll tell you is I kind of wish I'd gotten a different color. I don't feel like this formula is bad. This is the shade Rose, but it doesn't even really look rose to me. It looks kind of peachy. And I feel like I have a million peach blushes. That's of course an exaggeration, but I have too many. I would have liked something, and I don't know that it's a really good, maybe it is a good representation. I feel like in here, when I'm looking at it, it looks a little bit more pinky, and here it's very much more peachy. That's the only gripe I have about this. The one thing I'll tell you, blends easily. It lasts fairly well. You can build it on itself. Not all cream or liquid products build good on top of themselves. You get one layer down, you want to go again, and then it turns into like splotchy disaster. This one actually does pretty good. You can see it has a subtle kind of glowy bit of radiance. Not that there's shimmer in here, but it has kind of like a serumy glow to the skin. That lasts a couple of hours, but I think it's nice. I like it. I haven't been reaching for it a ton, but I think for me it's because it's a little peachy. But she's nice and she's under $5. There's another blush that I have been loving and I used a ton since it came. Like I'm reaching for it all the time. I'm mixing this with other shades. I'm adding it on top of cream blush. I really like it. And I'm sorry because it's out of stock still. This is the shade Cherub from M Cosmetics. This is their Heaven's Glow Baked Blush. And this comes from a limited edition set. There's one called Persimmon, and then there's this one. This one's a really soft pink shade. What I like about this is although it is a pink shade and it is just a hair cool, it's not too cool. It doesn't lean lavender. It doesn't lean kind of bluish. It is really pretty. And it has just enough warmth to it to really bring my cheeks to life. I love this formulation, this Heaven's Glow Radiant Baked Blush. I have 5 of these now. I'm addicted. I love these so much. But if this ever comes back into stock and you really like this soft pink shade, you might really enjoy this. If this shade in Cherub isn't for you and the other limited edition shade Persimmon isn't for you because it's a little too warm, the formulation of this product is absolutely outstanding. It's the one thing I'm gonna tell you, if you haven't tried these baked blushes from M, oh, they're so pretty, even on older skin. I'm 47 years old and I'm wearing one today. I'm wearing the shade Rococco and it's a little bit glowy and it has something in there that helps to kind of blur the look of pores, fine lines. It never really accentuates it, and there is like a subtle radiance in there, but not to the point where it looks like over highlighted. I do have highlight on, but the blush on its own is glorious. And I feel like the fact that in 2 years I've picked up 5 of these speaks pretty strongly to the fact that I love this formula. And I really like this shade Cherub, and I didn't think I would ever purposefully buy another straight up pink blush. I like it a lot. A lot. So the last two things I have to share with you today are eyeshadow palettes. And I have some thoughts. All right, so the first one I'm absolutely in love with, and for a reason I never thought I would be. And it's this. I've tried two other Nabla palettes before, and they're the 6-pan cutie palettes, and I like them okay. But this one, what? If this is what Nabla is, I've been buying the wrong stuff. This is the Side by Side palette, and this is the Nude Side by Side palette. This palette is beautiful. It definitely has more shadows than I'm used to. So we've got 16 shadows in here, a lot of mattes and some sparkles. And normally I'm always telling you, like, rubbing my fingers in the shimmery shades, nah, they're so delicious. Well, these are really pretty shades. I'm not going to tell you they're not pretty shades, but this palette has been kind of like my fave and my go-to when I am doing a matte shadow look. And I like that you have, like, some of these guys here tend to be a little bit cooler. We've got cooler tones down here. And then you have some really pretty matte warm tones. These guys, I like these guys up here. This one's really close to my skin tone, so I can use it for inner corner, right underneath the arch of the brow. And I have kind of literally been thinking of this as my matte palette, even though there's a ton of beautiful shimmers in here. These three shades are the ones that I have been living in for work. This one's kind of like the warmer of the other two here. Of course, we've got this nice gray and this kind of mid-tone brown that leans a little cool gray-ish. So using all of these three together give me the most beautiful sculpted but not too heavy eye look, and it's what I've been loving for work. So those three shades have been a favorite. I have been using this one and this one here as liner a lot. I really like I mentioned before, this one for the inner corner or under the arch of the brow. This one sometimes I will swap out for this shade here, and I'll do kind of like a cooler gray look. I like it a lot. I never thought I could wear gray eyeshadow. Maybe I was just wearing the wrong gray eyeshadows. I really like this, and I feel like the formulation of these mattes blend so well. Now, that's not to say I haven't been using the shimmers in here, because I have, and it's not to say that they're not gorgeous, because they are. The ones that I feel like I have been using the most are these guys right here. They're all very warm. This kind of chocolatey shade here is one that I have used like a couple times as a one shadow look. I've used this one here as a one shadow look. They're super beautiful. This one down here in Love Ritual is another kind of interesting shade, and it really lends itself on my skin tone to a really pretty one shadow look. Sometimes I will incorporate like this with this darker gray, get a little sculpting on the outside corner. I've just used this palette a ton, and I didn't have the appreciation, I feel like, that this, and I don't know whether the formulation in here is different than the two cutie palettes that I have, or whether I just didn't know how to use the other two cutie palettes that I have. They both kind of push me outside of my makeup comfort zone. This one is smack dab in the middle of my wheelhouse, and maybe that's why I'm getting along so well with it. But this has become kind of like my default work eyeshadow palette, and I love. In case you're curious, I picked this up when it was half off during the 21 Days of Beauty at Ulta. Was that back in March? But I've been using this a ton, and I like. The last eyeshadow palette that I have picked up in the last couple of, well, it's been almost a month now, and I've been using it off and on, and I'm a little concerned about, is this. This is the Give Me Glow 2 Moods. I will tell you, I like that we have, you know, one half of the palette here, another half of the palette here. You can open up the whole thing. I also like that this palette is essentially broken up into quads. As somebody who gets paralyzed by having too many options in an eyeshadow palette, I can use these 4 shades here. I can use these 4 shades here, or these 4, or you see what I'm saying? It's so easy to just like open it up and just like zoom in. Like, I'm just using these and I'm getting out the door. I get beautiful looks when I mix colors, you know, from either side together. And the metallics in here are stupid reflective. They are absolutely gorgeous, and they shine on another level. These are unlike any other product in my collection, just for the amount of, what even my camera's like, we're not gonna focus, the extreme level of shine. They are so metallic, they are so beautiful. And they have a really fine level of almost like glittery sparkle in them. They're just gorgeous. The problem I've been having is that these are very, very softly pressed shadows. And I didn't think I was going in there like a, you know, crazy monster, like, but apparently I have, because I have been finding powder all over my tabletop here. I've been finding products on my clothes. I get a ton of fallout with these. Let me just show you what happens when I carefully just start tapping into something here. Do you see how much is left over, like right on the surface of this product? And I have a lot of it here, and I'm not like really gouging in there. You can do one light tap and you'll still have a little bit of product. It kicks up so much excessive amounts. The hard part for me is these more metallic shades, they also have a lot of potential for sparkle fallout. I do the best when I pick them up with my finger, gently press them in, and then carefully start swiping them. I feel like the mattes blend beautifully with very little effort. I'm also using, you know, these Sonia G brushes, but I'm finding product all over my tabletop. I am finding product on my clothes. I'm finding sparkle and matte fallout underneath my eye just because they're so softly pressed and they're so delicate. Somebody in a comment mentioned that they actually do better and have less fallout when they use the Give Me Glow eyeshadows with synthetic brushes. And maybe my problem is I've been using these natural hair brushes that are just picking up way too much product. But those are kind of like my default. Those are my everyday eyeshadow brushes, the ones from Sonia G and the ones from Wayne Goss, and they're both natural hair. So I like the formula of this. I like how they look on the eye. They are mesmerizing, but they feel really messy to me. And it's not just messy like in my makeup space, it's messy on my face sometimes. I will tell you, this upper quad here, this darker kind of plummy quad, is the one that I've used the least often. I've used all of the rest of them, but these guys here are outside of my comfort zone. I would not recommend this palette for somebody who is just starting their makeup journey. Like my 14-year-old daughter tried it once and she had like fallout everywhere. She's like, what am I doing wrong? And I had to remind her that, you know, you have to kind of get to know a product. And sometimes it's a series of applications until you get it the way you want it to look. And it may not always come out perfect the first time. So this one I feel like needs a little bit of hand holding and is not for you know, somebody who's just starting to get into makeup. This is for somebody who is willing to do a little bit of, you know, shifting and adjusting. Maybe do your eyes first, put on your face later. That's how I've been using it. I don't do my face first, which is my normal way of applying things. And I get halfway through my face application, like, wait, I wanted to use the Give Me Glow. I guess not today. And then I have to shift and pivot what I had in my mind. But I am glad that I have it. And it does still make me curious to see what else Give Me Glow has to offer. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope these kind of more in-depth reviews are helpful to you because I love a good first impressions and a try on, but there is definitely something to be said about coming back to a product and trying it and trying it and trying it and then saying, okay, here are my official thoughts. And I don't know that my thoughts are really going to change much beyond this because I really feel like I know these products well enough to know, like, for me, use with caution. And the same here, like everyday and event sort of thing. So let me know what you've been trying recently that you've been loving, or things in your collection that you think would really suit my makeup aesthetic that maybe I should give a try. Thank you so much for watching. Have an incredible day, and I'll see you again soon.